the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, came to power in 1979, the Mignonum, she inherited one of the greatest messes and disasters one could imagine. England was on its last legs when she became Prime Minister, and she saved England completely. She turned the UK around completely, from a basket case to a major economy and a serious country. Of course, now this is again rapidly dissipating, but what she managed to do was quite amazing. She managed to do it because she was an Iron Lady, because she knew what was right, or she thought she had an opinion, and she stuck to it. So when in 1981, Le Mignonum, in the Times of London newspaper, which is of course the forerunner of the Times of the New York Times, right? It's the most venerable newspaper almost on the planet. When in the Times of London in 1981, when she presented her budget, 364 economists, no less, 364 economists wrote to the Times explaining why her economic policies were such a bad idea, would be disastrous for the UK, and would lead to tremendous unemployment and recession and depression, you name it. She, of course, as she was wont, she ignored them, and she said, I know that you're wrong and I'm right, and at least I'm the one who has to make the decision. This is my decision, this is what we're going to do. It just so happens that, of course, within 2 or 3 years she was proved completely right. The economy was completely turned around by her policies. But so what were these economists, what were they talking about? They weren't expressing an economic point of view. They were expressing a political point of view. They didn't agree with her philosophy, her political outlook. That's okay, you don't have to agree with her. But the fact that you have a doctorate in economics and you don't agree with these policies doesn't mean that you're right. It just means that you have a different opinion. So that's fine. If you don't like her, don't vote for her. If you want to get rid of her, set up a party and run for election. Okay, whatever it is. Halavai, we would have leaders as resolute and determined and sure of themselves here as was Margaret Thatcher. Had any other country, had any other government been in charge when Argentina invaded, or from their perspective, to be fair, reoccupied the Falkland Islands, which they called Las Malvinas, and they're convinced belongs to them and not to the British, and I am not expressing an opinion. It really doesn't matter to me. When the Argentinians invaded the Falkland Islands, had any other government been in charge, they would not have responded. They would have negotiated, they would have done this, they would have some mealy-mouthed response. She decided that you invaded British sovereign territory, we're going to war. All her military chiefs said to her, we can't possibly go to war. It's the wrong season, it's in the South Atlantic, it's terribly rough seas, we can't do it. She said, either you give me a program, a blueprint for the invasion and recapture of the Falkland Islands in 48 hours by 8 a.m. on my table, or you resign. And guess what? They had a plan, they had a blueprint, they had a plan, and guess what? It worked. So you have to know what you want, and you have to stick to your guns. I hope the same is true of the people hopefully leading this attempt to change certain things in Israel today.